A great war broke out between divine beings in the dawn of time. Gods from different generations fought for supreme power over the universe. The oldest gods were known as Titans, deities of great size and power, ruled by the Titan Cronus. Cronus ruled over the universe tyrannically, ever since he castrated his father with his glorious scythe and usurped power from him. Fortified on the heights of Mount Olympus, the mighty Zeus and his brothers fought the tyranny of the Titans. In the Olympic forges, the Cyclops created mighty artifacts to aid the gods in their war against the Titans. Zeus was gifted with powerful thunderbolt, Poseidon received his glorious trident, and Hades was given the helmet of terror. The war between gods and titans became known as the Titanomaki, and for 10 years, the deities fought fierce battles. Zeus descended into the depths of Tartarus to meet the imprisoned and mighty Hecatoncheires, creatures with countless arms and several heads. These beings were brothers of the Titans, but even they feared their power, and that is why they kept them imprisoned in Tartarus. Zeus broke the chains that bound the creatures, and they pledged to fight alongside the gods. Helped by the Hecatoncheires, the Olympians managed to tip the scales of the conflict in their favor. Helped by his brothers, Zeus managed to subdue Cronus and brought the most powerful of the Titans to their knees. The vanquished army was sent to Tartarus, where the Titans would serve a life sentence. Zeus showed everyone Cronus's legendary sickle. This clearly showed that he was the new ruler of the universe. But Zeus wished to put an end to the tyrannical reigns the world had been witnessing, so he called Hades and Poseidon for a meeting. Zeus shared some of his power with his two brothers. Hades would be the ruler of the underworld, the region where the spirit of men headed after death. Poseidon was handed the seas and oceans, and from his underwater palace, he would rule the sea world. On the other hand, Zeus would reign over the heavens, ruling the universe from his throne on Olympus as the supreme god. After the major victory over the Titans, the gods built a glorious palace on top of Mount Olympus, which became the gods' dwelling. As time went on, new deities joined the original Olympians, each with their role in helping Zeus establish order in the world. But deep within the earth, a dreadful force of chaos was emerging, whose sole intent was to end the reign of the Olympian gods. Gaia, the Mother Earth, was conceiving a creature of endless power to retaliate the gods' decision to imprison her Titan children in Tartarus. The earth opened up, and a powerful scream could be heard from the ocean depths, spreading terror in the hearts of all the marine beings that witnessed such a scene. The huge beast destroyed everything in its path, and chaos started to spread across Poseidon's domains. The god of the seas, witnessing his underwater temple being destroyed, was overcome by an unbridled fury and attacked the creature. Poseidon measured forces with the beast and realized how powerful the opponent was. Poseidon threw his trident with all his might, hitting the creature in the chest, pushing it away. Typhon dealt with a powerful strike that could subdue the mightiest of Titans. The glorious god of the seas had the beast at his feet and said that this was the fate of those who dared to oppose him. But, much to Poseidon's surprise, the creature had not yet been defeated. The beast grabbed the trident that was stuck in its chest and threw it at the god, who easily dodged it. But the monster's throw was only a red herring. He wanted to distract the god from the real blow that would follow. The god was grabbed by the monster and could not free himself from the tentacles that strangled him. Typhon slammed the god several times against the ground, knocking him unconscious. Poseidon was rescued by Delphin, his loyal dolphin, who took him away from the fight. From the Olympian heights, the gods watched the destruction expand into the world of men and decided that the beast would have to be stopped. Apollo, Artemis, and Ares grabbed their weapons and set off to face the creature. The twin gods hit the beast with their divine arrows. Benefiting from the distraction caused by his brothers, Ares jumped on Typhon's back and buried his spear in the beast. Typhon grabbed Ares and threw him violently against Artemis. The monster ripped out Ares' spear from his body, and then threw it like a dart at the sun god, piercing the god's shoulder. The divine trio had been easily defeated, and now the monster was heading for Mount Olympus. Typhon was now on his way to meet his fate, and all he wanted was to bring all the gods to their knees. The beast, nurtured by Gaia, had already defeated 4 of the most powerful gods. Ares, Apollo, and Artemis were defeated by Typhon. Not even the great and powerful Poseidon could stop him. When they saw that the monster was already climbing Mount Olympus, the deities panically fled the heavenly abode, disguised as animals, fleeing to Egypt. In the land of the pharaohs, the animals-shaped gods had their divinity recognized, and they began to be worshipped as gods. On Mount Olympus, only Zeus and his daughter Athena were left to face Typhon. The beast kept spewing flames as the goddess protected herself behind her sacred shield. Athena charged at the monster, trying to hit Typhon's heart. But the goddess was grabbed in midair and thrown against a pillar. Zeus tried to defend his favorite daughter by firing one of his thunderbolts, but he hopelessly watched the beast block his attack with ease. Zeus was struck by a powerful blow, and while he attempted to get back on his feet, he caught a glimpse of Cronus' scythe, the weapon capable of killing a god. Zeus wielded his father's weapon and wanted to put an end to Typhon. The god cut through the tentacles that tried to block his path and attempted to cut the monster's neck. Typhon dodged the strike and landed a powerful counterblow. Zeus, now wounded, dropped Cronus' scythe. Typhon grabbed the divine weapon, and the supreme god was completely at his mercy. The god was lifted from the ground by Typhon, who, using his scythe, ripped out Zeus's tendons. The supreme god was defeated, and Typhon treasured his victory. After having fulfilled his mission, Typhon shed his bestial form, exchanging it for an avatar that he thought was nobler for the new lord who would reign over the heavens. Without his tendons, Zeus was completely defenseless. Typhon commissioned his wife, Echidna the Serpent Woman, to protect the box that held Zeus's tendons. In the meantime, Zeus was chained in a humiliating way. But the god still had allies. Pan, the god of the wild, and Hermes, the light-footed messenger god, were trying to come up with a plan to rescue Zeus's tendons. The gods waited for Typhon to walk away from the tendons to move on with their plot. With his powerful shout, capable of generating panic in the bravest warrior, Pan drove Echidna into a state of confusion. At the same time, Hermes used all his speed to steal the precious box. As Pan attempted to distract the Serpent Woman, Hermes ran to Zeus to free him. The god broke the chains that imprisoned his father and gave him back his tendons. Zeus stood up again, and his heart was seized by the desire to have his revenge against Typhon. A lackey informed Typhon that Zeus had been rescued and was seeking revenge. Typhon was furious to discover that his prisoner had fled. Unsure of his fate, he decided to visit the Moirai, the women who weave the destiny of men and gods. They revealed to him that his re-encounter with Zeus was imminent, and that, if nothing was done, his defeat would be inevitable. The Moirae gave him a fruit, telling him that it was a magical delicacy that would increase his power. But what Typhon didn't know is that the Moirae hated everything the monster stood for, since he was an agent of chaos, while they upheld the order. They had poisoned the fruit offered to the monster. Typhon started to feel sick, and some of his strength drained away. That's when Zeus emerged for the ultimate showdown. The god and the monster measured forces. Thanks to the fruit of the Moirae, Zeus and Typhon fought on equal strength and power. But the monster's courage was shaken, noticing he no longer had superiority over his enemy. Zeus's confidence only grew as he realized his opponent's fear. Typhon noticed that his victory would not come by a fair fight and assumed his colossal form. Zeus dodged the attacks of the dangerous tentacles, making his enemy increasingly frustrated. The god realized that it was the moment to take back the initiative and attacked. The Lord of the Universe focused all his power in a single thunderbolt. The god fired his devastating thunderbolt at Typhon's head. The gigantic monster fell, but he was immortal, just like the gods. Zeus then made use of his divine strength and threw a huge mountain over Typhon. The creature was finally definitively defeated and imprisoned. The Olympian gods returned from Egypt and knelt before Zeus's throne, the god who had defeated the forces of chaos and established order in the universe. Under the massive mountain on the island of Sicily, the monster Typhon remains imprisoned. In his moments of fury, the beast makes the mountain spit fire and lava. This huge volcano is known as Etna, one of the world's most active. Thousands of years later, it is still possible to behold the fury of Typhon.